BassResinator here. I have a package of smoky quartz pieces, and I've always liked this color. It's kind of smoky, but kind of clear at the same time. Look at that one. It's got little pock marks in it or something. Kind of cool. And I have my turtle. Now, the last time I used my turtle, I used some holographic chameleon powder, and the resin didn't take it all. So if it comes off on this, it'll be okay because it matches this. Now, I got these from Laura's Arts Corner. Don't know if you know this or not, but I have become an affiliate with her small business. And she sent me, she goes, just put some things in the cart that you would like. And I did. And this was one of the things. And she sent it to me. So cool. So if you are looking for different stones and you're looking for an American supplier, look no further than Laura's Art Corner. That's kind of odd the way that had some, I don't know if I'll use that one or not because that'll produce bubbles. Okay, keep that one out just on the maybe. I'm going to use 1-to-1 resin. I already have the eyes set in place. Oh, I should have shown you. They are smoky quartz color eyes. They're really cool. So you'll have to wait and see when I pull them out. But I got this big one here. That's a cool one as well. But I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and use this one because this, it's got some fissures in it, some cracks. And I think that'll look like brain tissue. So I'll line that up in the head. So it'll be like so. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to get some resin in here. I'm going to use Bondcrafter 1-to-1. Look, there's another one of those that's got little holes in it. No, they don't actually come to the surface. Okay, I'll use that one still. Some of these are darker, but look at that. See the color up against the why smoky quartz? Okay, first off, I think it's a pretty color. Second, it is an alternate birthstone for the month of June, and our daughter Carrie was born in June. So my dad was born in June as well, but he's no longer with us, so my daughter is. So in honor of my daughter Carrie, I'm going to make a smoky quartz turtle. Now, if you've never seen me do stones in turtles or in frogs, this hopefully will help. Now, I learned a trick though. I used to line them up and then I would put UV resin over them and then cure them in place so they would stay right where I wanted them. I don't do that anymore because when I would pull those out, there would be little gaps sometimes. Instead of the smooth shell, there'd be little gaps and holes. It was not to my liking. It was not up to my standards. So what I started doing now, since I have my vacuum chamber, is I put stones in here, get the resin about half full, sort of line them up more or less the way I want, put them in the vacuum chamber, let the bubbles all come out. And then after it's done its thing, then I'll go in there with a toothpick and realign them. So you're not going to see half of the process. You're going to see how I put them in here at this point and more or less where I want them. But then you're not going to see the finished product till I pull them all out. So let me get the resin mixed up. I'll put about half of it in here, get the stones more or less in place. And I was going to show you a turtle that I had done with stones, but I don't have one right here. I've got one here, but it's got a... Let me show you since I do have it. You know how sharks swim in circles? You know, they... I don't know if you can see that. Shark, shark. And I've got different sea life around the edge. And I was trying to get it to look, well, I think I did pretty good with getting the sea. But if you look at it from the side, you can see the animals swimming. Anyway, I have fun with turtles. And I live close to an area where they have this big turtle, not workshop, what is the word I want? Turtle rescue. And the South Padre Island down here in Texas is a place on the Gulf where there's this big, people will go out there right when the turtles are about to, the baby turtles are going to be hatching, and they'll scare away seagulls and other animals that are going to try and munch the little babies on their way. They'll grab some and get them closer to the water and let them go. Now, some aren't going to make it anyway because larger animals in the water will get them, but still, they help preserve a lot of them, and it's the Ridley turtles. Ridley sea turtle is what we have, which this mold looks very similar to them, so I like that. Anyway, I live in an area where these are big, and so I'm going to try and honor them, but with my daughter's birthstone, alternate birthstone. Okay, be right back. Okay, I got this mixed up, and there are still bubbles in here, but I'm going to put this whole thing in the vacuum chamber, so that doesn't matter. So I want to put this in, and I was thinking, you know, if I get it and I don't have quite enough, I can always put a bottom coat with a drop or two of caramel to give it a smoky look. Maybe, huh? Think that would be cool? I'm thinking it'd be too cool for school. Yeah. Okay. Put that right there. Wipe off this lip so it doesn't drip all over. Then start putting in. First, I'm going to get the brains, and I just plop them in there. It doesn't matter because I'm going to run it through the vacuum chamber, so any bubbles that happen should come out in the vacuum chamber. Oh yeah. Stay where you're supposed to. Get a clear one in there. Get another clear one right next to it, because we'll never see them unless there's something close to that color. Smoke in the water. Dum, 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 dum. Looks sort of like water, right? Not smoke in the water, smoke on the water. Oi, listen to me, messing up the words. You know what? This one that's got holes, I'm going to put it on right there on top of those clear ones so that we'll actually see the clear. And if I poke down in them, maybe the little gap will release bubbles. And if it releases the bubble, you won't see that little hole there. Okay, so now take this out to the garage. That's the last you're going to see of this until I unmold. So I've already told you I might put dusty, smoky color resin if I don't have enough. I think I do have enough though. Anyway, cool. Remember, if you're looking for stones and you are US based and you don't want to pay international shipping and stuff, Laura's Art Corner. Okay, I will be back for the unmolding. Well, I filled it all the way up except for maybe a millimeter from the top. So I mixed up a little bit of resin with 1 drop of caramel resin dye. So it gave it that little bit of a yellowish hue, like a smoky thing. Oh, what you didn't see is the stone that I had in his head. I pulled out and I found another stone that was perfectly shaped. So I changed it up on you. Good. There's no bubble on that tail. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Flippers are still a bit bendy, but came out nicely. No bubble. Oh, there's one bubble under his chin. I have to fix that. Okay, look at that. Now, wow. Look at that smoky quartz on his head. And didn't I tell you the eyes were perfect color? The smoky color. Can you see me? Oh, oh, wow. That looks cool to me. Now there are little, it almost looks like a bubble, but that's little cracks in the stones themselves. See, there's little fissures sliding through there, so that's not bubbles. You are not seeing bubbles, except for right there. Okay, let me fix that said bubble. How's the best way to do this? I don't want to go with my thick stuff because it'll come out too thick. Dust on his underbelly. Can't have that. There is resin in here. I just don't want to squirt too hard to get a big old blob out. I just want to fill just there. No, a little bit more. Just a touch more. No more bubbles. No more bubbles, I said. And what happens? I get a bubble. So the beauty of these stones, I really like using these semi-precious stones. They're polished, but they're not chiseled. They don't have any facets on them. So they can't be sold as regular jewelry. However, you put them in a turtle and look at that. I mean, I don't know if you can see that yellowish glow. Oh, yeah. 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 I really like this mold. Julie Cutts designed this from Pouring Your Heart Out. And I really like that mold. Excuse me while I put it away. And I will take this out and get pictures out on the table. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. Thank you for these stones, Miss Laura from Laura's Art Corner. If you're a subscriber of mine, thank you so very much. If you are not and you would like to be, it's very easy and it's free. Just go down to the bottom of this video and push the subscribe button. While you're there, push the little button with an icon of a bell, and that will notify you anytime I do something new, so you can see whatever I'm making. I do a video almost every day, but it's coming up. I'm not going to be able to do that consistently for the rest of October because I am going to be substitute teaching for a friend of mine, a choir director whose wife is having surgery, and he asked me if I would be able to fill in for him. Being a retired choir director, it makes it easy. One of the things that's no good is when you are a specialty type teacher, band director, orchestra director, mariachi, choir, art teacher, theater arts, you name it, any one of those specialty type things, and you put in for a sub and you get somebody who has no clue. It's very tough. You have to just create worksheets for the kids to do. They don't get to keep up with their work. They get behind, and it's not fun. So me being able to help him out in this time of need is kind of cool for me, being out almost a year, and for him knowing that his students are going to keep being pushed, so it's not going to be just having somebody sitting there. Nothing against substitutes, we need them. However, if you're a specialty type teacher and you can substitute for somebody, it makes their life a lot easier. So if you are disposed to doing that type of thing and you are a specialty type person, you teach a fine art or you teach something special, that there aren't very many that do that, you will be in high demand. In fact, I told him I'm doing this for this guy because he's a friend of mine, and it's cancer related. I'm a cancer survivor, so we're there. I'm not going to do it for everybody, so this may be a one and done thing, but I'll be in there for 3 weeks. So anyway, this channel does have a membership program, so if you would like to be a part of that membership, just click the button that says join. Look at that, it looks like there's a bubble, but it's not. It's a crack in the stone itself. That is so crazy. Anyway, yeah, if you push that join, follow the directions, and you can subscribe. Not subscribe. Join the channel members. There are 2 levels: Bluebonnet level and Indian paintbrush. So it's up to you. It's not required. However, if you do, you'll get access to the videos as soon as I make them, instead of having to wait a week or 2 or 3 in some cases. Then we have different things that I have done to make it worth the while. So if you would like to do that, I appreciate it. If not, don't worry about it. Just subscribe. Yeah, I really like this. I like the color of those stones. I like obsidian ones too, but they are so black that you can't see through. But these you can see through and see the color underneath, as well as, yeah, that's why it's called smoky quartz. Smoke in the water, or smoke in the sea turtle. Yeah, I had to come up with something original, right? Okay, stick around. I will have a couple pictures here for you at the end. And thank you for being here today. See you for the next one. Bye.